I truly felt deep down inside that Inter Milan was going to be the hardest task for Barcelona, like between Inter or Bayern. I truly felt that way, bro. It's something I felt in my heart just because the way Inter counterattacks. Anyways, if you guys don't know what went on today, we saw one of the best semifinal Champions League games that I've seen in years. And I'm not even trolling when I say that, bro. Inter Milan and Barcelona tied 3-3. Let me break it down for you in case you missed it, which you probably didn't. Inter went up 2-0. Barca then goes on to make the game 2-2. Inter then goes on to make the game 3-2. And seconds later, Rafinha, which ends up being an own goal, makes it 3-3. And when I tell you that the goals in this game were what like all football fans around the world want to see, I'm not lying. I ain't lying, lads. These goals were incredible. Incredible finishes. The first goal that Inter scores, ball gets whipped in. Thuram does like a side back heel type kick to beat Chesney for an unbelievable first goal. LAMINE Yamal's goal. This dude dribbling crazy, barbecuing everybody, finesses it into the back of the net. The dude's amazing. Let's start with small things. First of all, I still do believe Barcelona is going to advance. That was my prediction in yesterday's video, or the prediction video. I said that I thought Barca was going to advance, but I thought Inter would be the hardest team for them to face, and I still feel that way. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still going to side with Barcelona because of a 17-year-old kid. That's actually crazy to say. But Inter should be going home with all the confidence of knocking Barcelona out. You might say, why? They were leading in this game twice. 1-0, 2-0, and then they went back up at 3-0, right? There was two different times they were leading. Not only that, you went to Spain in front of Barca's home fans and put up 3. That in itself is impressive. Matter of fact, I don't think there was one game this year where Real Madrid put up 3 goals on Barca. Am I tripping? I think they've put up 2 max. I don't think they've put up 3. Maybe I'm tripping. But that's impressive. They defend incredible and they counter crazy. Dumfries is absolutely amazing. But there's a few things. Inter already had injuries. Now it looks like Martinez, their striker, is dealing with an injury, which means if they have to start Taremi, that's really bad news for them. The second thing, you really needed to beat Barca here. And you might say, why? Barcelona is coming off of going 120 minutes with Real Madrid in a high-intensive game for the Copa del Rey final. So you were catching Barca in a tough state, right? You have to turn around after 120 minutes, get the team back to fitness. You could see towards the end of the game, Inter in the second half absolutely dominated Barcelona for a big phase of the game. And then Inter and Barca, the last 10 minutes of the game, really took it to Inter. So it was a back and forth game. I think if Inter would have won the game, they would have really even gone with a high chance of knocking out Barcelona. But for me, lads, it is incredible that I'm going to say this, and if you guys want to make fun of me, it's fine. I think Barca is going to get through because of a 17-year-old kid that goes by the name of LAMINE Yamal. I think this kid literally just absolutely annihilated Inter Milan. And he's one of those players that his team were getting destroyed, and he goes, hey, give me the ball. Just give me the ball, and I'm going to make something happen. When Inter was down up 2-0 and Barca looked completely in shambles, LAMINE Yamal stepped up. Not Pedri, not Rafinha, not anyone. LAMINE Yamal stepped up and stepped to the plate. And if you look at the goal, the skill moves, the step overs, the finesse, LAMINE Yamal is writing his own story. Because at 17 years old, Messi and Ronaldo weren't doing this. He is absolutely destroying football at 17 years old. Scoring goals, getting assists. His Travellas are amazing. His ability to take on a 1v1 is wild. The ability to take on a 2v2 is insane. I know y'all are going to say this is glazing, but if you watch this game today, you literally, there's no way. I don't care if you're a Madrid fan and you will hate watching. There's no way you look at this and go, yeah, he's not that good. There's no way. When you watched Barcelona during Ronaldinho and when you watched them during Messi, although you are hate watching to see Barca lose, you have to respect those two players because you were like, these guys are just incredible. And LAMINE Yamal is literally writing his own story, his own legacy at 17 years old and doing something we've never seen before. And it's unbelievable to watch. The kid does not look like a kid. And he's making grown men on the field look like they're the kids. This guy is phenomenal, bro. And it's a beautiful story because, like I say this in every video when I talk about him. If you're a little kid at home watching, and I remember when I was a kid, way younger, back in the day, right? When I was younger, I used to watch football and be like, man, you know, like I want to be like that when I grow up. Well, now you're watching a 17-year-old kid show you it's possible, yo. It's possible. You can get there. You know what I mean? Now, the talent this kid has is unbelievable. But anyways, the goals that Inter scored, the goals that Barca scored, remarkable. I even put a thing on social media saying thank you to Barcelona and Inter because this is what I signed up for. This is what football should be. 3-3, action-packed, skill moves, unbelievable goals, unbelievable shots. Rafinha's shot that ends up being an own goal is unbelievable. This is what football is. This is what football should be. And there's not really many things that we're going to talk about the ref because the ref, I think the only thing that was really close is Inter Milan scored a goal to go 4-3 up, and he's literally offside by a freaking tip of his toe. Like, it's so close. But offside is offside, you know? I don't like it. I never like when they do like he's offside by 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters. Like, come on, man. That's like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, I never like seeing that, but if rules are rules, it is what it is. If you're offside, you're offside. But I think Barca fans for sure, and I can't speak for Barca fans because I'm not one, but I would imagine for the first time this year, y'all probably felt something y'all haven't felt in a long time. A little bit of uneasiness in this game because Inter really had a really good game plan and played it really well. And if there's any team that can really, really knock Barca out, in my opinion, and I know people are gonna give me L's here, for me, it's Inter Milan or PSG. Those are the teams I believe that can knock out Barcelona. And with some people might say, Skills, why not Arsenal though? The only reason I say PSG, lads, is because the way they press, the way that team presses as like one, and the way they put those wing passes, like if what I'm trying to say here is if you play a high line against this PSG team, Vitinha or João Neves are gonna put a ball out to Dembele or to Du or to Barcola, and they're so fast on the wings that I think eventually Barcelona will get caught out. And not only that, it's like a revenge game for Dembele. So I don't know. That kind of scares me for Barca. But realistically, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Arsenal can definitely come back against PSG. It ain't over there. And this is not over between Barca and Inter. Although LAMINE Yamal was amazing, although Rafinha was amazing, they had to score 3 goals to just tie him. And they were always chasing Inter. They were never ahead of Inter. They never can say that they were during this game favorites to knock out Inter. There was never that. There was never an opportunity where we could look back and say, hey, yeah, Barca were so much. No, dude. They were never leading. They were never they were always chasing the game. Always chasing the game. And then they tied it 2-2 and it could go either way. And again, they were chasing the game. So at the end of the day, I think Lewandowski not being there is a problem. I think Martinez is going to be out for Inter. If he is out, that's going to be a problem. If they can get Lewandowski back, I think that would be a really, really big deal. But I am excited for next week, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Arsenal versus PSG episode number 2. And I'm excited to see Inter versus Barca episode 2. But remember, now it's going back to France. And it's going back to Italy. Barca tied at home. It's not a good result for them. But again, you know, away goals don't matter. That don't matter no more. I'm excited, lads. It was amazing. Again, sorry I LAMINE Yamal glazed, but I mean, the kid deserves it, man. The kid is a remarkable football player, bro. We are seeing something that I've never seen in my life. Not that young, bro. 17? 17? Barca got a player for years, and Spain, you guys are in a great place with that boy LAMINE Yamal.